Alright, hello everyone. This is a video tutorial on how to use the D4C data pack that I made for Minecraft versions 1.17 and up. You're going to need the snapshot to use this, or else these won't work, which is unfortunate. But we're going to get into all that. The first thing some of you might want to know is what this is. D4C is a stand. I have it on me right now, but I will show you how to get it. It is a stand, which is sort of an ability that appears as a dude next to you from a series called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is from part 7 because it's divided into 8 parts, but I'm pretty sure you guys already know that. Anyways, this is the main villain stand too. I guess that's a spoiler? I don't care. Anyways, before we get into the stand itself, how to obtain it, we are going to talk about a new item called the Revolver, because this item is very important to this pack, and you're going to need a revolver if you want to use all the features. So, in order to get a revolver, you first need some ingredients. You need 3 iron ingots, a tripwire hook, and leather. That's it. And then what you need to do is put those into a dropper, specifically a dropper, not a dispenser, and then you need to stand on it. And there you go. That's how you get a revolver. You need to stand on top of the dropper. That's simply how it is. Alright, when you get a revolver, it comes with 6 bullets. Revolver, pretty simple. You shoot bullets. For some reason the game is silent for me. Probably not for you guys. Anyways, you get a revolver. You have 6 bullets. Then you need more bullets to reload. To make more bullets, you need to have gunpowder and iron nuggets. You either drop 8 iron nuggets and 1 gunpowder, and this will give you 8 bullets, or you can drop a whole stack of iron nuggets and then 8 gunpowder. Alright, those are the 2 amounts that you can craft these in. Then, reloading the gun is as simple as putting the bullets in your offhand and the gun in your main hand. You will then reload, and 6 bullets will be taken from your inventory. Let's say I only have 2 bullets. You know, this revolver takes 6 bullets. You can actually put amounts less than 6 in at a time. So these are only 2 bullets right now. I've reloaded it. You can shoot it from your offhand as well. 1 bullet, 2 bullets. There you go. But anyway, that's what the revolver does. It's just a gun. But going forwards, you're here to actually see the stand. You're here to see the stand that I have with me. So in order to get the stand, you need to craft a stand arrow. The way you do that is by dropping, and this works the same way for most of my data packs. You drop a spectral arrow, you drop a nether star, and then you are given a stand arrow. But then what you would do is you would repeat the process with the stand arrow, you drop that, and then you drop 1 diamond. And then you would receive D4C. I already have D4C, so I can simply take these items, put them into my inventory. So once you get D4C, you have it permanently. In order to summon D4C, you need this item right here, this D4C item, which is that top one right there, and you need to put it into your far right slot. And there you go. You see he appears, and there's a spider, and let me just take care of that. Once you have the stand summoned, you can use all the abilities. If you want to desummon it, put it in your offhand, he disappears. Boom. It's that simple. A new feature that most of my other data packs don't have except for the Tusk one is that typically whenever you drop this item, you will receive it. It doesn't appear in your inventory, but it actually is. That's just a visual glitch. But I added an option with this data pack where you can silence your stand. And what this will do is it'll mean that you do not receive the items back when you drop them. This makes it easier to save inventory space when you don't want to use your stand. You'll still keep this item if you drop it, the stand item itself. The rest of them will be free. So, I thought that was just a nice quality of life thing. Anyways, you do that by right-clicking. You want to turn it back on, right-click again. There you go, items are back. Next item that I guess we are showing off right now is the chop item. So this is the item that controls all of D4C's physical attacks. It has 2 primary uses. So the first is a chop, and this is a 2-stage attack, and the way it works is you first right click to send them out, and then you right click again to chop down. Now, it has a longer range than most other stand attacks that I've made, because of the fact that he moves in front of you like this. And also it's kind of hard to actually get him to punch down because Minecraft thinks you're trying to click the stand instead of use the item. So I like to get around that just by turning my head fast. That's how the chop works. It's a strong punch. It also knocks mobs back. You can kind of see them getting knocked back. And also if you have it, you can just click twice really fast. It just immediately goes right in front of you. No problem. The second use of this is to put it in your offhand. He will stand in front of you and do a barrage. It's a bit slow, but it does slightly more damage than other barrages. And also will deflect projectiles. Yes. It hit that arrow. Doesn't really deflect them like in any accurate way that you can aim, but it does deflect them. That's all that item is, and I'm really glad I have it on me right now because these mobs... Oh. The second item I have allows you to summon clones. And maybe you saw them up there, but I've already summoned a bunch of clones around because clones have a lot of uses. They have a lot of uses. You can swap between clones. Okay, so if I were to right click right now, I will summon a clone. Here you go, here's a clone. If I walk around a little bit, this clone will follow me. There they go. They're following me very slowly because I'm not really that far. And that's all a clone will do on their own. Now, if I right-click their feet, you'll see particles will appear above them. This means that they are standing still. Clones, you're going to really want to, if you have a bunch of them, you're probably going to want them to stand still when you're not using them. You can also crouch and right-click. So when you crouch, particles will appear near your cursor, and the nearest clone to you will light up. And when I right-click, I will become the clone, and they will become me. So let's say that I've taken damage, which I haven't, but let's say I have. I could use a clone, I could summon a clone, and I could swap to them to heal up. However, the opposite is also true. So we have this clone right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's about 15 damage to that clone. If I swap to a damaged clone, you see now my max health has gone down to whatever health that clone had. This is not good, because that means I am hurt. But I also wanted to use this to show off another feature of this data pack. Whenever you are below 6 hearts, D4C takes on a damaged skin, which is, you know, just a reference to the manga, because he got damaged once, and that's what he looked like. So there you go. There's that neat little feature. But yeah, right now I'm at 5 hearts. This is not good. I will then swap to my clone, and as you can see, I'm all the way back up. All the way back up to 10 hearts. So yeah, this is one feature that that clones have, and there's no range to this. So I have a clone right up there. I've been saving. He also was low health. I guess I was planning on doing this with him instead of the other guy I just summoned. But okay, this is dangerous. Anyway, so now he has full health. He has 10 hearts, and I'm going to use him to demonstrate how professions work with clones. So the main thing you're probably going to want to do with clones is you want to give them guns. Because when clones have guns, they shoot things. And that is very useful, especially when there are a bunch of mobs. Now, as you can see, he is shooting mobs over there. He has a pretty decent range, and this is the first profession that clones can have. Now, I also want a gun, because I want to show off another thing that these clones will do. And another thing that you can do is if you are near a clone with a gun, and you have a gun as well, you can shoot, and they will also shoot in the same direction. That's a little hard to show right now, but if I aim over here, you'll see that they shoot in roughly the same direction. But now the question you probably will ask is, what if I don't want it to attack a hostile mob? What if I wanted to attack, what if I wanted to attack, like, a player, you know? Because clones won't automatically attack other players. So this item, what you want to do is you can designate a target with this item by putting it into your offhand. Now I've summoned this iron golem here. The clone will not target iron golems, as evidenced by the fact that he's not shooting the iron golem. But if I right click with this item selected, you'll see fire particles appear above his head, and now this clone will start attacking him. And so will that skeleton. So now he is targeting this iron golem. And there's no limit to the amount of clones I can have either, so I could summon another clone, assuming the cooldown is done, and I could have a whole firing squad attacking this iron golem. But I don't really want to do that. So I will now put this item in my offhand and crouch. You can see there are these green particles appearing around the iron golem. I will right click, and there we go. Now the iron golem is no longer designated target. You don't see the fire above him, and my clone's back to shooting the things over there. Now, in addition to having a gun, these types of villagers also have weapons trades. You can see you can get gunpowder for emeralds, and these work the same way as villager trades. And you can also get an empty revolver, just to prove to you that it's empty. This is something that all clones can do. They all have different trades, though, and they can all have different professions. I'm killing a lot of me's today. Anyway, so he'll die. And as you can see, when a clone dies, they drop whatever tool they had for their profession. Maybe you noticed, I am not in a normal world, I'm on a skyblock world. And skyblock worlds like to have farms. So this is the time where I will now switch with a clone that's all the way over there that I've already set up. Boop. You can see that's where we just were. Pew. I can go around and I can show you some of the other professions that clones have. One of them is this pickaxe. So when clones have pickaxes, they will mine any of the mineable blocks that are right around them. So let me show you with this cobblestone. See, I'm putting it down, then they are immediately mining it, and then they will drop it at their feet. This right here is an automatic cobblestone generator. And basically what it will do is it'll generate cobblestone in layers like this. And then it'll push it down, and then these 3 pistons will push out this big block of it. Now, I made this in my skyblock world just because it made it easier for me to mine a bunch of cobble at once. But with these clones, you can see every time the wall gets pushed towards them, they all mine all those blocks, and it gets put into these hoppers. And I think maybe you'll be able to see this. Yep, you can see the dropper over here is now spitting. It is now spitting the cobblestone out, and it's going into my main storage. I'm going to turn this off because it's really laggy. And as you can see, that's how they work. If I have a piece of cobblestone and it's outside of that 3-block cube that they mine, oh, now is a good time to demonstrate how professions work when you swap. So I'm going to swap with that clone right there. Alright, I've become the middle mining clone. And you can see this guy is me. But he's not doing anything. I'm going to give him a gun. And he is going to shoot this phantom. And the phantom is not going to like that, so he's going to go away. Very nice. And he's going to miss. That's okay. You're trying your best. One of the things that happens when you swap with another clone, and I'm going to step away from this lantern because I'm pretty sure I will mine it, is that when you swap with a clone with a certain profession, so say this guy had a diamond pickaxe, you then take on their profession. This doesn't give you any buffs, this doesn't give you any special traits, but what it does mean is that the next time you switch, the clone that you swap with will have the profession that you just had. So as you can see, I was a pickaxe, swapped with that gun guy, now he has a pickaxe, and I am the gun guy. I think we need another gun guy. So what I'm going to do, in fact, is I'm actually going to give this wooden pickaxe clone a gun, because he needs a gun. I also need a gun. If he doesn't want to pick it up, I'll take the gun. Please. Ow. And as you can see, he just dropped his pickaxe, picked up the gun. That's a way that you can get clones to swap professions. You don't have to summon a new clone. Clones' professions aren't permanent. You can swap him at any time. Now he's a gun. I'm going to leave this guy because he's cool. Right? Yeah, he's cool. And I'm going to go show you the hoe guy. The farmer. You can see he's sitting over here. Over here I've got some melon farms. I've got an ice thing. But I have this farmer, and he's got a hoe, and he is standing above a hopper with a trap door, and that's actually kind of important because if they're in the hopper, they will not mine the crops. You see, they'll only mine crops that are on the same Y level as them, so that's why he has that little hopper. So just to prove this, I'm going to make it so that these crops grow really fast. And as you can see, same as with the miners, he is breaking all these crops and dropping them at his feet. So what this lets you do is it lets you have these guys automatically mine and replant crops, and then they will drop them to the hopper that's right below them. Or not, they will just drop them to their feet, so if you want to manually pick it up, that's fine, but that doesn't seem fun. It automatically spits all of those into a water canal that is below my feet, and they are being sent into this, you can kind of see it, into this waterway going back to my main storage. This is another way that you can use D4C clones to set up farms and make them work. And that was really what I was going for with these clones, was to make them not just, you know, soldiers, but also to give them some kind of practical function outside of killing things. Because that's one of the cool things about stands, is that they do a lot more than just fight. They also have, like, everyday uses that you don't really get to see in series, but you can kind of imagine them in a game like Minecraft. He has a diamond hoe, and because of this, he has the best farm trades. You can see you can get an enchanted golden apple, and also some emeralds for cake. So that's cool. Now, what you might be wondering is, doesn't D4C have more abilities? The answer is yes, he has 2 more, but one of them isn't really working in snapshots. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to add it once 1.17 is officially released and dimensions are re-enabled, but for now, D4C has 1 more ability, and to show this off, we need to first obtain it. Now, the way you do that is I have one in my hand right here. You need to get 2 of these corpse parts. Only 2. And Canada, you need 13, but I'm nice, so you only need 2. And to do this, you need to find devil's palms, which are structures that will spawn around you after certain periods of time. Now, I've already had one spawn, and I'm going to teleport to it, and I'm going to fall through the ground, and I have a button to go back to the island, and I'm also going to show off for one more clone profession. Now what this is this is a tracker clone, and he has 1 trade, and his trade I think is pretty important, and that if you remember any trades, remember this one. He has 1 trade which will tell you basically which each type of clone will give you when you give them items. So it tells you, it makes a list of the trades and also of the professions and what they do. So this guy, if you're going to get 1 clone, get this guy. Of course, you could get as many clones as you want. The only limiting factor is that the more clones you have around, the longer the cooldown on summoning more clones. So say if you're out on your lonesome, no clones around, you can summon clones pretty fast, but if you're at base and you have like 10 clones, it's going to take a while for your clone cooldown to occur. What tracker clones mainly do is you give them a compass and they point towards the nearest devil's palm. But only when they're standing still. Sometimes this is a little difficult. Usually what I do is I just kill them because clones are actually free. Clones are free. You can expend them as much as you want. Especially if they're not listening to you. Oh, I was about to slap him. And he will tell me, and he will drop a compass. Right? So here we have a new clone. He's walking around. I'm going to give him a compass. He's a tracker. He's not tracking anything. I tell him to sit still, and he will start telling me where the nearest devil's palm is. Okay, so it's a devil's palm, and there are hostile mobs all over the place. This is not a good thing. But the way that devil's palms work is that all you have to do when you find one is walk right into the middle here, and you have to stand on this stone block. Now when you do this, you will get the corpse part, and the devil's palm will start to crumble around you, and this is a bad time to be attacked by creepers. Oh no. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, button. It's right there. Swap. This button, put it right there. Alright, folks, now I can show you what I've been trying to show you, which is a love train. Okay, now in order to get love train, you can see the devil's palm over there. You first need to drop 2 corpse parts next to each other, and that's all you do. Then you have love train. So love train is D4C's most powerful ability, and just like all the other items, you won't get it if your stand is silenced. But in order to use it, you first need to set a host. So I will summon an iron golem, because iron golems are particularly strong. Oh, there he is. Hey. And he'll make a good host. So the way you set a host is you have this cursor in front of you, and you need to line it up perfectly with that mob. And when you do this, they'll glow, and then it'll tell you that love train is available and that you have these neat little particles around the golem. That is how you know that you've done it right. Now once the host is set, you are free to toggle love train on and off. And what that looks like, just to zoom out a bit, it looks like this. So what happens is a wall is created between you and the golem, or you and whichever mob you chose, and you are granted some special properties, most notably of which is this resistance 5, which means that you are completely invulnerable. Right? There's nothing in Minecraft that can physically damage you at all. If I want to turn love train off, I'll right click again, boom, it's on, no cooldown. I also have fire resistance, which is basically redundant. I get speed and I get jump boost. So I can jump high. That's neat. Love train has very few weaknesses. But before I get into those, I'm going to show you some fun things. So first of all, if you have love train and you get near water, the water around you will be cleared. This is also true for lava. So if you're in the nether, you can turn love train on, and you can just walk across the lava lakes. And that's pretty fun. Lava lakes are annoying, and now they're not. They're just kind of a thing you can walk across. Same thing with rivers. You can walk across them pretty fast. You have speed. The other thing that happens with love train is that projectiles that are shot at you will be redirected if they hit the wall. So to show this off, I'm going to have to set the time back to night. Love train is on, and because this spider's a hostile mob, the wall will actually knock it away from me. Love train makes you immune to everything, and it also will teleport projectiles away, and it'll send them to the nearest thing. So I'm going to get slightly closer to this spider, because one of the special things you can do with this is you can shoot your own projectiles. So say I shoot this gun. You can hear the projectile get teleported, and you can see it hit that spider, because I shot it close to this wall. I can do it again. Hits that goat. Hits that goat. It's that pig. It hits things indiscriminately around you. It just hits whatever's closest to you. But it will not hit clones, right? So you just saw how that bullet was deflected by love train. This is true for clone bullets as well. Let's see if I did this right. I have a clone. Swap to the clone. And I have another clone with a gun because that was my stored profession. Look at that. Look at that. That was perfect. Get onto this side of him so that the bullets will hit. And I can right click, and you can see that that pig just got hit by both of our attacks. I think that pig's about to get hit. Yep. Anyways, love train will redirect all projectiles targeted towards you, and it will also make all of your projectiles, assuming you shoot them down towards the wall, it'll make them homing. It'll make them homing projectiles, and they will automatically target whatever's nearest to you. This works really well with bows, actually. I honestly would recommend using a bow more than a revolver, just because bows do more damage. But yeah, it's pretty good. It'll also teleport creepers away. It'll redirect them towards someone around you, and the creeper will explode on them. It'll also redirect exploding TNT. So let's say I'm tired of being really powerful. I don't know why I would. Oh, actually, real quick before that, items don't like to be used when you're looking at the wall directly. You have to like look out towards the side. As you can see, that clone is taking care of these spiders for me. Thank you very much. I will take care of these spiders too. Alright, so I can turn Love Train off, and I can deset a host by right-clicking it in my offhand. And we can, yeah, sound effects, this iron golem is no longer a host. Also of note, when something is a host, they become slow and have a bit of armor. But let's choose something else, because the cooldown for Love Train only happens when a host is deset. So I'm going to really quickly start a land world. And I'm going to do scoreboard players set for me. I'm going to set this to 0. And I'm going to go pick a host for Love Train. Really, the only way for a player who has no special stand or anything to defeat Love Train is for that person to kill the Love Train host. And that's why choosing a good host is very important. So if I have this cow, it says I have Love Train available. I can turn that on. I can go over to this cow, and I can use my stand barrage, which will not be obstructed by the wall itself. And as you can see, Love Train turned off. And now the cooldown is back on. And that's why there's no text above Love Train, because the cooldown's off. Now, I actually want to show this properly. The skeleton will shoot me. Boop, boop. There he goes. Takes damage. He has a good bow, too. So that's a shame. He's going to shoot me again. Bloop. My wall deflects all the damage. It's going to deflect this creeper. Going to deflect that creeper. Here's a zombie. I'm going to take him out. Bloop, bloop. Wall knocks him back perfectly such that I can barrage him. How convenient is that? Yep, that's basically it for the data pack as of now. There are there's no alternate dimension ability yet. I do want to stress yet that you can use to go to some custom dimension. That does not exist because custom dimensions, which I was planning on using, kind of don't work right now, or Minecraft doesn't want to let them work. So you'll get that later. You can trust me on that. But for now, this is what this pack is, and this pack also has a lot of interactions with the Tusk and Gold Experience data pack. And I'm going to show those off in another video because Gold Experience and Tusk are the only two stands that can really defeat Love Train without killing the host. And Tusk in particular is really good at that. I'll show that off in another shorter video. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please leave a comment. YouTube likes it when you leave comments. So do I. And you know, let me know if anything would make this pack a little easier to use. Feedback is really helpful. Like, for example, this whole silencing thing, this whole leaving more inventory space, that was something that people were talking about with Tusk. That's a feature that I added to the Tusk data pack, as well as a couple other things maybe I should talk about. But your feedback's always really helpful, and it lets me give more features to you, the people. Thanks. Until next time, maybe tomorrow, maybe very soon, I will be showing how this stand interacts with others, because those are very important. But until then, have a good day, and I'll, oof.